So the last time my dad came to visit was over the summer, and one of the things that was amazing this past time was just I had much more intentionality, and it had been over a year since he had visited because of COVID and the travel and everything. He's coming up for doctor appointments, and one of my intentions with his visit this time was I really wanted to learn more about like his childhood, his like growing up and what that was like. I wanted to know more about my grandparents and my great grandparents, and also just about him and kind of his philosophy. So when he was here, I had the opportunity to have multiple conversations with him, but one of the ones that really opened up was we had been talking about he joined this NLP class with me, and he'd done 2 weeks, 2 weekends of training. And as part of that, one of the things that they had to do as part of the training was they had to set goals. So he was sharing with me, what was his goals for the training, because many of the people in the training were they were in their 20s, 30s, 40s, they're wanting to do business, and a lot of it was professional and personal goals. And he kind of shared with me, you know, at this point in my life, he really doesn't have professional goals. He doesn't have money goals. He's kind of done it. Like, money be nice, more money, but that's not what he's craving. He has health. His health's good, and he's done a lot to like improve and maintain his health after many, many years of surgeries and all these other things. And he said, the one thing is his goal was he wanted to really just become the best human that he could be. And he had just acknowledged, like, in the past, and he told me some stories about people in his family just saying, you're not the nicest person. He just said, I can't change the things in the past, and I wish I knew some of these things that I learned now, because I would have handled things differently. And he's just like, yeah, so now my goal is just to be the best human with the time that I have, and that includes, being the best like grandfather to like my nieces. And it was just so genuine and so pure. And then the other piece of what he was talking about, we really got to speak into like his pain when he was just physical pain he'd experienced when he was just for many decades of his life before he had the surgeries. And he kind of even explained about how like he used to drink and how drinking helped to numb the pain, and he quit many, many years ago. He just decided, but it was like it opened up a really, really different conversation in the way that I had understood him, that I had experienced him growing up, because my own judgment of who I thought he was and like why he drank and everything else that he did, like, we didn't know that. We just knew his behavior and how he could be somewhat erratic and irrational at times when he did drink, or when he'd be grouchy. And what I understood much later is that what pain can do and how pain can affect people's emotions. It can affect who they like, how they show up and how they interact, and cause them not to show like who they really are. And as it relates to, it hit me on a different level, because one, I never experienced that pain, and I could see how in my own arrogance and my own judgment when I was younger, I there was a simple fix, right? And it was about fixing him, and I really wasn't being present to his level of pain, nor was I really trying to understand where he was coming from and how he was wanting to deal with that pain and why it was so important to him. And so I think the thing about it was what really opened it up for the conversation was just listening, and the intentionality with which I was listening and wanting to be present and wanting to learn more. And what opened up for him was just, he was just sharing because I was asking. And the more I asked, the more he wanted to share. And so it was just, yeah, it was a beautiful conversation that I have such a deeper appreciation for like who he is as a person now and what he went through, and just a lot more humility for my own like behaviors and thoughts and actions in the past. And I would say when you think about like relationships in your life, people that you are serving, whether it's your clients, whether it's your kids, whether it's your parents or your grandparents, the ability to just deeply listen to somebody is a gift that you can give them. And it's a gift, most importantly, that you give to yourself. Because when you are that present for someone, when you open up that doorway for someone, like, these are the things that start to dramatically change relationships in your life. And that's been the case for me. And so it's now my new addiction.